Welcome back to Nightmare Network, the horror podcast that brings you true stories of real paranormal experiences. Today, we continue exploring Tony Mora's terrifying experience with the supernatural, ghostly manifestations, and unexplained hauntings. If you love real life horror, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own paranormal stories in the comments. Now that we've explored the initial experiences, let's dive deeper into the most haunting moments that have left a lasting impression on you, Tony. What happened next?
All right. So when this was back when I first started, right? Um, when I was in doing confinement sheets one time, in, in the mail section, I would hear footsteps, right? And I would be the only one inside the dorm. And well, people can walk in and out and all that. Everything else is secured. And so I would make myself known. Hey, I would whistle, letting the other officers know, hey, I'm over here, and and nothing. And I kept on hearing these footsteps. And you know what? Someone's probably pranking me, right? So I go and I check the opposite side where I was at, and nobody. I checked the control room. Everybody was in the control room. Everybody that supervisor and people that were on the floor. And I was like, okay. So I went to go check on the other, on the opposite side, and I started asking around, hey, does, has anybody gone into my cell, into my dorm? They go, no. So I left it alone, right? Um, and that was that. And in that same dorm, um, and this was real recent as well. I left three candy wrappers, right? And I went ahead and did my cell checks. Up to this time, the candy wrappers were on top of the, I'm gonna call it a picnic table. The wind didn't blow it, the air condition was blowing, but it was not strong enough that it's gonna blow the candy wrappers, right? And so I exit the that section, going back to go sit down to write down that I did a spell check at a certain time. So I see a little boy grab two candy wrappers, and he just dragged them, and the two candy wrappers landed on the seat.
What do you
Yeah,
think that he was trying to like say? Was he, or do you think he was just trying to grab your attention?
I want to say he was trying to grab my attention, and I want to say that it was the same little boy that ran. I was at a different dorm, right? And he ran inside the dorm, and he went into the restroom area. But when I saw that, it was just from the waist down. It wasn't. I wasn't able to see the whole apparition. But this time around, I was able to see the whole apparition. But it was just in seconds. I didn't. I wasn't able to see. Oh, what was he wearing? Was he wearing blue jeans? Was he wearing a shirt? I just saw that, and poof, he just
Gone.
is gone. Uh, so, and then there's the last story from the juvenile. It was at 6 in the morning. I was getting ready to head out, right? So I had to stay. I had to stay a little bit longer because one of the officers was running late. So I got the short end of the stick that day, which is fine. I'm still getting paid, right? And this time it's comp time. And so I did my cell checks. I went to the opposite side, did the cell checks, and there's a, a cell that we use for as a storage. And I see someone. I don't. I couldn't tell if it was a male or it was a female, and I just saw a face looking out the window. And the funny part is the window is all scratched up, so I nobody can see inside, and nobody cannot see from the inside outside.
But somehow you were able to see the face
Yes,
on the window, like if it was projected on there, basically.
and so I saw it. I just walked out real quick. As soon as I walked out, the other officer that was running late showed up. I'm like, here, dude. Here's a radio. Here's the keys. I'm gone. Hey, man, you have X amount of kids that already did your self checks. I'm gone. That's it. Later. And and that's my all my stories from the juvenile. Uh, the second one was at my apartment, right? So at my apartment, um, I started noticing because I would check the stairs because it was a two-story apartment. I would check the stairs once in a while because sometimes my wife could be calling and oh what, and we would be shouting from my wife would be shouting from upstairs downstairs and I checked upstairs and I see it was a full operation. I see a man just looking down the stairs, you know. Uh, my son, he started telling us, "Hey, Dada." I go, "Yeah, yes, my little boy." The little boy is being mean. So I would tell my son, "Tell the little boy that I'm gonna kick his ass if he doesn't behave." And okay, Dada. So at, at this time, I'm thinking that it's his imaginary friend. Oh, okay, I didn't pay much attention, right? And so I kept on seeing that man. And so one time, me and my wife, we went to bed, and this has never happened to me in my life. I've never experienced this, but that night I wasn't able to. I couldn't breathe, and I wasn't able to reach to her to wake her up and tell her that I can't breathe. And it felt like someone was just holding me down.
Like sleep paralysis type deal.
Yes, yes. I've never experienced that. I don't know what it was. As soon as I actually forgot the Our Father when I know the Our Father forwards and backwards, you know. And when I was growing up, my mom would always tell us the Our Father is one of the strongest prayers that you can pray, or or any prayer that you know by heart. That's gonna be a strong prayer. So I was like, okay, all right. So I started praying the Our Father. I would forget the Our Father. There's
Was
no
it out
way.
of was it out of panic or anxiety or fear?
It, it was fear. not anxiety, not anything else. It was fear. Uh, I was like, I never expected that. You know, yes, I did have sleep apnea, but it wasn't to the point where I can move. It wasn't to the point where uh, I would have to wake up my wife. Yeah, I was just still trying to reach for my wife. I can't explain that. I don't know if I was being attacked. I don't
So,
know. I can't explain it.
so when that happened to you, um, when you told your wife what you experienced, what did she react?
She told me she told me that maybe um, se te subió el muerto. El muerto se te subió. In other words, uh, a spirit was on top of me,
Yeah,
and I think I was being attacked. I don't think that man that was there wanted us to be there. I don't think we were even welcome there. Uh, and so time moved on. My son goes, Dada. I go, yes. And me and my wife, we were talking on the table. My son goes, the little boy asked if he can go outside and play. I go, great. I told my son, I go, tell the little boy he could go outside and play, but for him not to come back. He is not welcome in our house. Tell him to go. It's okay for him to go and have fun outside, but for him not to come back. So all of us, as soon as I said that, the door, our front door was closed and it just opened up by itself. About maybe 2, 3 inches, it opened. And me and my wife, we were looking, and I looked at my wife. I looked at the door again, and I told my wife, okay, did you see that? My wife goes, yes, I saw that. And my wife asked me, did you see that? I go, yes, I'm seeing it. Like, is it a dream or is it being for real? I've never seen anything like that. That was that was cool to see. It was freaky, but it was cool. And so I went ahead and I closed it real quick, right? And hoping that that little boy moved on and would never come back.